The period following World War I was a transitional moment in design history, bridging the chaos of Dadaism with the structured elegance that would later define movements like Bauhaus and Art Deco. The devastation of the war left society questioning everything, and artists and designers responded by exploring new ways to interpret the world around them. This period saw the rise of Surrealism, Expressionism, and early Modernist typography, the three movements that approached the uncertainty of the time in unique ways. While Surrealism delved into the subconscious and explored dreamlike imagery, Expressionism sought to evoke raw emotion and critique societal tensions. Early Modernist typography, on the other hand, aimed to bring order and functionality to design, laying the groundwork for the Modernist era. Surrealism emerged in the early 1920s, evolving from the rebellious spirit of Dada, but focusing on deeper explorations of dreams and the subconscious mind. Surrealist artists believed that reality was not confined to what we see on the surface, but instead they sought to reveal hidden truths by tapping into the irrational and unconscious. Salvador Dali is one of the most well-known figures associated with Surrealism. While he is famous for his paintings like The Persistence of Memory, his influence extended far beyond fine art. Dali collaborated with brands such as Alka-Seltzer in the 1960s, using his signature melting clocks and bizarre dreamlike sequences to create advertisements that captured the public's imagination. These collaborations brought surrealist ideas into everyday life, blending art with commerce in a way that felt both whimsical and unsettling. Another important figure in Surrealism was Man Ray, who experimented with photographic techniques such as solarization and rayographs, which are unique photographic prints made without a camera. His 1932 piece, Glass Tears, is a striking example of how Surrealism used unexpected imagery to evoke deep emotion and intrigue. The influence of his experimental work extended into editorial design, advertising layouts, and fashion photography, pushing visual storytelling beyond traditional boundaries. While Surrealism sought to explore the subconscious, Expressionism took a different route, focusing on raw emotional reactions to the chaos of a post-war world. Expressionist designers and artists use exaggerated forms, dramatic lighting, and angular shapes to reflect societal anxieties and challenge the political system. A defining example of Expressionism in design is Fritz Lang's 1927 film Metropolis. This film is a dystopian vision of the future that left a lasting mark on visual culture. The film's towering, angular cityscapes and dramatic use of shadow and light were groundbreaking influences not only in cinema, but also in graphic design, architecture, and even fashion. The visual language of Metropolis introduced a sense of urgency and tension that became the hallmark of Expressionist design. Expressionism also found a voice in the early poster designs of the 1920s, which used bold colors, distorted perspectives, and emotionally charged imagery to convey messages. These posters were often used for political and social movements, drawing attention to urgent issues in the way that felt visceral and immediate. The exaggerated forms and the strong contrasts set the stage for later design movements like constructivism and Bauhaus, which would redefine these emotional expressions into more structured and functional visual systems. As Surrealism and Expressionism explored emotion and the subconscious, a quieter revolution was taking place in the world of typography. Early Modernist typography aimed to bring clarity, functionality, and rationality to graphic design. Designers during this period moved away from the chaotic, fragmented visual styles of the past and sought to create a more systematic approach to communication. Jan Chickhold was a pioneer in this movement, developing principles of asymmetrical layout, sans serif typefaces, and strategic use of white space. His influential manifesto, The New Typography, argued that typography should be clear and direct, serving the needs of the reader above all else. These ideas became fundamental principles of modern graphic design and are still widely used today. L. Lidzitsky, another key figure in early modernist typography, applied constructivist principles to graphic design in works like his famous poster, Beat the Whites and the Red Wedge. In this piece, Liszewski used geometric shapes and bold typography to create a dynamic and powerful visual composition that communicated urgency and political action. His work showcased how typography and design could go beyond aesthetics and serve as a tool for communication and persuasion. These movements, Surrealism, Expressionism, and early Modernist typography, showcase the incredible diversity of artistic responses to the post-war world. Surrealism taught us how the power of the subconscious and how dreams can inspire innovative design, pushing the boundaries of creativity. Expressionism showed how art and design can be used as a powerful emotional outlet to critique societal tensions and engage with contemporary issues. Meanwhile, early modernist typography laid the foundation for the clean, functional aesthetics that would dominate the 20th century and continue to influence design today. Understanding these movements allows us to see the evolution of design as a reflection of cultural, political, and technological change.